Hey, you know what? It is what it is. We're all decision-making machines. So why are we here? Thanks again for those listening. We're here because we've decided to, and not because you were prompted to be here. I see some of you here and you all look really, fantastic people on TikTok. We're here because we've decided to, not necessarily because the algorithm pointed you to be here. You saw it and you decided to go for it. You'd be like, okay, let's try this out, right? So based on that, just that fact that we're here, you have made a decision to be here. So the idea is, you're probably thinking, what am I going to get from this? Or, what's in it for me? Well, there's two things. You have to figure out what your expected result is, what you expect to get for this conversation. I'll be here for an hour. So what do you intend to get at the end of the day? You didn't get to know what this guy is about, or you get to know what he's talking about. You know what? This might just be crap, and here's another one. It's all good. But the fact of the matter is, you decided to be here, and they are expecting some kind of results. But I tell you what, you're not only going to get results, we're all going to learn a thing or two. This is how it works. First things first, I always say, what is the most dangerous place you can ever find yourself? That's the question I would ask anybody. Feel free to drop in the comment section if you want to be interactive with it. But the question remains, what is the most dangerous place you can ever find yourself? Or rather, what is the most dangerous point in life that you can ever find yourself? Let's see how that goes. All right, so we don't have any takers because I think a few people are still wary about this individual on TikTok that we've never seen before. And I'll tell you why we decided to be on TikTok anyway, because that's a decision as well. Well, for free, the most dangerous place you can ever find yourself is at the point of indecision. Yeah, that one, you can take that to the bank and it will yield you interest. You might want to go and check that one out. That's the most dangerous place you can ever find the most dangerous point you can find yourself in is at the point of indecision. That is that point where sometimes you skill, sometimes you pivot, and sometimes it just goes all belly up and crazy. And sometimes it could just be brilliant. I'm under the illusion, let's put it that way, that you can decide your own life into a particular kind of brilliance. A brilliance that has never been seen before. I know it's an illusion, but I've seen it manifest a couple of times. So I can whisper it to you that it's true. It can happen. We used the analogy yesterday when we were having a chat that for those who are religious, when the big man upstairs said, "Let there be light," that was a decision, right? Because he could have easily just said, "Let just be darkness," or "Let there be half light." He said, "Let there be light," and boom, there was light. And it's the same analogy you can use to yourself and say, you know what, this is my life, let there be light. And then you switch it on like that, and that light continues to shine until you decide to switch it off. So it's a decision still. So if you want to decide your life into brilliance, into the most brightest it can ever be, the only thing that will stop you is your decision to switch it up or to stop shining. There's a favorite guy I like to listen to, because I'm like a hip-hop junkie, so I listen to classic hip-hop, hip-hop from the 90s and thereabout. Throw me anyone and we could do a deep dive on it at any given point in time. So there's Mos Def. So he has a song called Umi. Umi says, so Umi says, shine your light to the world, shine your light for the world to see. You have to ask yourself the question, can you do that? Well, of course, that's what this app is about. And that's the brilliant thing about apps like this. It makes you make decisions to shine, decisions to glow, decisions to interact, decisions to converse, decisions to showcase your brilliance. It's brilliant, especially when you're doing your repetitive stuff, when people are talking about, doing their voiceovers. What you're seeing is people manifesting their brilliance because they have decided to. So we can't be frivolous with these things called decisions. We just need to understand how it can affect our life. For instance, like I said, we're here to talk about the power in a decision. I bet you everybody here made a decision to do something brilliant at some point. Everybody. But that's why we're here. Because you get here, you need to have a phone. You probably need to have a job. You probably need to have some money. You probably need to have some kind of network going on so you can connect to the live. You probably have a lot of things going on before you can actually get here. So there are decisions that have happened, but there is the key decision that rules over everything. You know, like one ring rules them all, like Lord of the Rings kind of things. There is a lot of the decision kind of situation as well, but maybe we'll talk about that. We'll do a deep dive about that later. That is what we call the first decision, the singularity of intent, where you look at your intention from a singular point of view. The best way I can put that out is people who believe in God. Not the frivolous ones, not the ones who come out and tell you all this crap about, certain things that you don't understand. People who genuinely understand spirituality. People who understand consciousness. People who understand the nature of a God per se. Right? And I'm not talking about a specific God now, because there are plenty. In India alone, we have enough gods in India to satisfy the world. But if you believe in the nature of that thing, the divine providence, whatever you want to call it, right? And you can flow from it from a singular point of view. If you believe that this thing is good and you manifest its goodness, so you're operating from a singularity of that entity. So you're operating from something, and that's your singularity of intent. You're operating from that place, and that would give birth to decisions that would align with that intention. Decisions that would align with that level of spirituality which you manifest in the first place. So that's what's going to happen to you regardless, right? So once you have that, you become a key decision-making person, like a decision-making beast. Because everything you're doing is coming from that single point to a place. It's that single place. It's why you trust your pastors, the ones you can trust. It's why you trust your preachers, the ones you can trust. It's why you trust your imams, the ones you can trust. It's why you trust your CEOs on the level. It's why you trust your gurus, because you feel they are in alignment with a divine entity, or they are tuned with that, so they operate from that source. So you feel you're getting the juice from that source. That's the singularity of intent, and that forces a decision. So when we talk about the first decision being the singularity of intent on the level, it's like all of you here, if we say, okay, what's the first decision here? The first one is for us to just be here first and foremost. Let's keep it simple. Our intention is, I'm watching you, you're watching me, I'm talking, you're listening. If you want to talk, you pick something up, we have a conversation. Your intention is to interact, basically, right? Not really just, not your reason for being here. Reason is merely just an engagement tool. Anyhow you look at it, the reason you're here is you want to engage, either by listening or by looking or by doing something. You're just engaging. That's reason for you. If you can find a clear definition, please feel free to to stick with that. But to me, reason, my dear friends, is simply just an engagement tool. Anyhow you look at it. If you ask someone what's the reason for doing this, well, not the decision there, the reason, but intention, however. Or rather decisions are based they're based on intention. There's always an intention aligned with a decision, and then there's always a desire aligned with an intention. These things are things you can just take to the bank and think about it, and you see what I'm talking about. It's not rocket science still, but it's the simple forms of explaining certain things that we go through as human beings. And mine is easy. It only took me 7 years to write a book. Our book was about, close to about 600 pages. You have to make a decision to narrow it down to about 150, 200 pages, so that the key things can come out. It doesn't look like you're just waffling and babbling. But in those key things, in those 7 years, I realized that people would always make decisions to suit them. That's what I've come to realize. That everybody you meet would make a particular kind of decision to suit you, no matter who you are or where you're from, right? But they might not tell you their intention. That's the one we don't know. And that's the one we will never know until that person tells you that, you know what, the intention behind this, my decision, is this. And then we probably call that level of thinking like trust. You trust the person to tell you their intention, but they don't have to. You have to trust people for who they are. decision-making machines. They would decide not to tell you things. They would decide to do things and not to do things, which is a decision on its own.